How to use functions in Python. A function is a block of code which only runs when it is called. You can pass data known as parameters or arguments in a function. You can also return data as a result using functions. In Python, a function is defined using the def keyword. Write it as def my name. That's how a function is defined. Now within this function, we can write print my name is Jane Doe. So this is how a simple function looks like, where we are printing the name and printing my name. In order to have this function running, I need to first call the function. You have to write the function name and parentheses. And now you can run it. And here it will say, my name is Jane Doe. So it called the function and ran it. And we have the result here printed. We can also pass information using arguments or parameters. The difference between arguments and parameters is that arguments are the values and parameters are variables. So if I write a name equals to Jane Doe, so here I have written ABC in the function because here whatever parameter we will pass, it will accept it as long as it is the same number of arguments and the same format or the same data type. So this is when we pass a parameter and it will run. See, my name is Jane Doe. But now if I want to pass an argument, I can just do this. I'll comment out this line. So here I have passed directly my name and the string Jane Doe into the function. Now let's see if this works. And hey, it works. My name is Jane Doe. Alright, that covers calling a function, passing a parameter and an argument. Now you can add as many arguments as you want, just separate them with a comma. So if I want to write my name, Jane and Doe, let's say I pass name and surname. So this should also work because we are passing two arguments over here and it's accepting also two arguments. So let's run this. And it still runs. See, by default, a function must be called with the correct number of arguments. But there is other ways you can go around it. There is a thing called as arbitrary arguments. If you do not know how many arguments will be passed into your function, just add a star before the parameter name. So I will write this ABC and a star before it. This way, the function will receive a tuple of arguments and can access the items accordingly. Let's print ABC0 and then print ABC1. Okay. Now let's run this code, and we get the output here, Jane and then Doe. There is also something called as keyword arguments, where you can send arguments with the key value syntax. So I can write it as name equals to this and sname or surname equals to Doe. Whatever order you send the arguments, it will not matter because the keys will be used to find the values. And here we get the result Doe and then Jane. Okay. Now a mix of the previous one, the arbitrary arguments and the keyword arguments, is an arbitrary keyword arguments. So if you do not know how many keyword arguments have to be passed into your function, you just add two asterisk marks in front of your before the parameter name in the function definition, and this way your function will receive a dictionary of arguments and can access the items accordingly. And ABC S name. Okay, so now let's run this code. And here you have it, Jane and Doe. Now let's do something different. If you have a function, you usually can't keep the definitions empty. So you have to write something within the function definition. But if you have no content, you can just put the pass statement. This will avoid getting any error while running the code. Now suppose this is my function. I have no content to be put inside it, and I'm calling my function my name, and I write print this is my name. It will give an error and say that it is an indentation error, but in reality we don't have anything to be written over here. So to avoid that, we can just write pass, and now when we run it, we just say this is my name. There's nothing within the function, and it will just pass it and just print this is my name and finish the code. Now suppose I want to return a value. Hello. So I wrote my name, comma my name over here. And now let me run this file. Save it and run. And it will say, this is my name, hello. Alright. This is how we return a value. Now suppose I want to keep calling my own function. It is called recursiveness. When a defined function keeps calling itself, it's called recursion. So Python supports this feature, and it's done by simply we'll write a new function def numbers, and let's print numbers from 1 to 10. So first let's call the numbers. We'll start with 1. So in this function, we're just going to take a value a, and we'll keep calling numbers and then a plus 1. But we don't want to create an infinite loop. So we'll write no, if a is less than 10. So that's how an if statement looks in Python. And it writes the number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so we got all the 10 numbers. So this is how functions work in Python.